So when I say you have to have spirit in a meeting, I'm not talking about bottled spirits, or I'm not talking about marijuana, I'm talking about the other kind of spirit. You see, when you come to a meeting, there has to be participation. And I'm not talking about a guy getting up and questioning everything the chairman is doing. I'm talking about participation, not even talking. Because people can participate without saying a word. And we should examine that. It's important not to drink at your meetings because we want to be sober when the revolution gets there. There are meetings and there are meetings. If you have a meeting where you have to have a fight, then let everybody know there's going to be a fight and do nothing but fight and scratch each other's eyes out. And then put that away. But don't mix that. Don't come to a meeting with a bleeding heart and getting very upset because people are fighting one another once you got them together. It's quite natural. Everybody does it. Because you see, if you as an organizer go to a meeting and people are fighting you or they're fighting one another, that means that they quite haven't found the enemy. But once they find out who they should be fighting, they're not going to fight among themselves. They're going to fight the real opposition. So I would say that if there's a meeting to report, to just create spirit, then that meeting should be held not on Monday because it happens to be the first Monday of the month, but it happens when people tell you it should happen. See, meetings should be celebrations. People get together to celebrate their victories, also celebrate their defeats. If you can't learn how to celebrate a defeat, then you can't learn how to live as a union or as a group. So there's two celebrations. You get together to celebrate your defeat, and you get together to celebrate your victories. And both are equally important. When people are sometimes, and we make considerable time in studying how to have effective meetings. And we're not always on cue. We not always hit it right. But here and there, sometimes we hit the meeting right. The meeting had every reason in the world to be. And when you get out of those meetings, if people don't leave that meeting walking on thin air, then you haven't accomplished your purpose. At this point, I want to stop because to continue going further on meetings, we get into the different types. I mean, you have a meeting because, well, you must have a meeting because you're organizing. Then you have meetings because you have a movement. And I haven't got time to go into a meeting related to movements. We're experimented and we think we know something about movements. We have one ourselves and we created it, and it was created purposely to liberate the farm worker. But it would be maybe some other time I will come and I'll deal with the meetings and dealing with the movement aspect. But here we're just wanting to deal with community organization where it's not really, I'm talking about the difference where if a group goes down the drain, no one's going to cry. And the difference if the group gets destroyed, a lot of people are going to be hurt and going to be crying because it was destroyed. That's the difference between a movement and just an ordinary group. In your meeting to organize to elect officers, beware of the good speaker because he's going to give you problems down the road. See, the problem is that the good the person who's helping you the most, who's really committed to doing work, there's no way to demonstrate it at a meeting. If you have a very quiet man here or woman helping you organize, but it's very quiet, you can't, and he can't come to the meeting and demonstrate to everyone what he has done. But a smooth talker can come in and use his words and influence people. And many times, that's all they'll do. Just talk, you know. But if you find a good organizer and a good talker, let me know who he is. I'm looking at the clock and we have about 20 minutes? 25 minutes. So there's a lot to community organization, but I want to get your questions. So we're going to stop here, and then when you invite me to come back here in the next 10 years or so, we'll continue. We have see, there's a lot of items, but it takes a whole day to do it and more. But we have just maybe one other thing that we should deal, I think. Marshall tells me it's important. It's money. See, money should be no barrier to organizing anything. And you say it can't be done because you haven't got money, We don't buy that.